Associates, MDA. The MDA in this case, not Missile Defense Agency, just a coincidence. Vancouver base, took control of RadarSat. You remember that one. Emerson was on the board. Probably Canada's single largest contribution to the U.S. war machine and to the militarization of space, certainly, and to U.S. warfighting was this thing. The main users of this thing are the U.S. military and U.S. intelligence agencies. And it's the most advanced commercial satellite system ever made. And they have a portable satellite control receiving system that can be set up in a few hours. It flies around on a plane. They fly it in on a transport plane. They drop it down. And they truck a big, huge one of those tractor trailers. You know, those huge trucks, drives out of the back of the truck, towing this thing, and set it up in a few hours. And then it's right there in theater, in the battle zone, so that it can not only just download the data from our satellite, but can control the operations of the satellite. Move over there, look at that. Oh, increase your resolution. You know, so they are controlling that from the ground, the U.S. military. The U.S. Air Force has these little things to control our satellite. Who owns this McDonald Detweiler and Associates? Orbital Sciences, 100% owned originally by, they've sold out their control in it now, and now the Ontario Teachers Federation owns a big chunk of RadarSat, or of MDA. And Emerson was on the board in the year 2000, and Orbimage is a subsidiary of Orbital, just like MDA was a subsidiary of Orbital. Orbimage is a subsidiary of Orbital Sciences, and its job was to sell the data and to the United States. At first it got control of sales all over the world. The only sales it didn't control were within Canada. It controlled the sales all over the world and to the U.S. government. And then it still controls sales of RadarSat 1 data to the U.S. government. Meggitt, this is another Canadian company. Medicine Hat, this one is in Medicine Hat, Alberta. It exports UAVs, which are uninhabited. They used to call them unmanned, but I guess they're really getting hip, you know. They're uninhabited aerial vehicles. They don't want to be sexist about their war machines. Novotel, this is another one of these companies that's controlled by Onyx, which is run by Jerry Schwartz, who was the main fundraiser for Paul Martin. Between 2001 and 2003, they had contracts, we know through the U.S. government sources. They're much more open about, you know, listing the companies that they contract out to build things. And they list Novotel as providing them with missile and space systems for research, development, test, and evaluation of ballistic missile defense. And what they build are global positioning systems. Now, global positioning systems used in missile defense testing, ringing any bells there? In 2002, Industry Canada invested $17 million to assist CMC, the parent of Novotel, in their GPS program. And over the decades, Industry Canada programs have given well over $200 million to this particular company and its parent company, the parent company of Novotel. Now, back to this NRC connection, this guy Liu that just came back from the conference in Sri Lanka. QuipTech is a California-based company, but it's owned by Quip Systems in Edmonton. They make these quantum well infrared photo detectors, which are very useful in detecting the difference between real warheads and those decoys. They use infrared sensors. Dwight Dustin, who you see there, he's QuipTech's top scientist, but before that he worked for the SDIO, the Strategic Defense Initiative Organization, which is what Reagan's outfit called the Star Wars program. He was their deputy director of technology. He's basically helping hand out money to corporate war industries to get them involved in missile defense. And then he turns around and gets a job as a top scientist for one of the companies that he gave money to when he was working for the government. There's this revolving door between war industries and the Department of War. Now, QuipTech got the exclusive worldwide license for Quip detectors that were funded by the Ballistic Missile Defense Organization. So you have this Canadian company that owns this U.S. company that's building these things, and Liu, the guy who works for National Research Council, he's a scientist there. He's on the Scientific Advisory Board. Telemus. This one is in Ottawa. They make something called a coho simulator. Coho does not simulate salmon. This is the coho, a native, beautiful native depiction of a coho salmon. It was used by these people to symbolize their war machine. This is what it really looks like. It's a big ugly box, covered. But, you know, it's better to have a nice image on it.
Registered trademark.
That was my whirlwind tour of Canada's complicity in ballistic missile defense. COAT stands for Coalition to Oppose the Arms Trade. There's our website. All of our magazines are online, full text, at our website. If you forget that website, if you don't write it down, and you want to get to it sometime in the future, just Google COAT, just like a coat.